Why don't you hit me with something heavy?
All right, Doug Meehan, outside our Beacon Hill studio, Cosmo Macero Jr. and Associates Peter Kadgis of the Boston Phoenix. They are the heavy hitters, and gentlemen, yes or no answer. Either one of you doubt that if the Boston Public Schools had school this week, they would cancel it today based on what's going on right now?
It's a toss-up.
They're all going, whoo! Thank God we don't have to make that call.
I got to say, with the weather reports, it could be the whole state that shuts down schools in this kind of weather. I mean, come on.
Listen, prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
And then take the crap when you duly get it. Let's start with this, gentlemen, a big story of the day, obviously. Air Canada, Mitt Romney, on a flight coming back from the Olympics, sitting in row 15 of the economy section, tells the guy to move his chair up because he doesn't have it in the upright position. Guy apparently either confronts Mitt verbally or actually takes a swing at him, Cosmo. What's the most shocking part of this story?
Oh, that he's in coach. Actually, I'm not that shocked. Mitt Romney, man of the people. You know, he's one of us.
Spoken like a true Belmont guy.
Not a lot of leg room in those planes.
And he's a tall man.
Things can get a little antsy, but I like it. You know, you had Mitt, you had Ann in there. I love a guy with no entourage, and I think that's the way.
We don't know that there was no entourage.
That's how Mitt rolls.
You're reading into this.
That's how he rolls.
That's how he rolls. Peter, are you shocked, stunned, amused?
No, you know, he's with his wife. The guy's bothering his wife. You know, what's he going to do? He asked him to put the seat up. And, geez, I assume the fellow wasn't Canadian. I thought the Canadians were supposed to be pretty accommodating.
I do have to say, as heavy hitters, I'm actually much more concerned about the Kevin Smith airline debacle.
Yes, I think that hits closer to home for all of us.
Got bounced off a Southwest plane.
It's an outrage.
For being too fat. I mean, you know, hey, what's a guy going to do? If you fit inside the seat, if you can put that armrest down, you're gold.
Hey,
they threw him off the plane.
Speaking of Romney, the Phoenix has a great cover story on the new Romney, how he's reinventing himself, not as a social conservative, but as
as an economy class flyer.
Well, as a world-class economic thinker. You can go to thephoenix.com, and it's a very, very good story.
You may find it amazing. I've never actually been bounced off a plane for being too big, but I've caused some panic on a swan boat, but, you know.
I bet you did. Run! Flood tidal wave.
Who hasn't done that? Right?
That may be your best line in a long time, Cosmo. All right, let's get off Romney for a second because there is issues down in D.C. to talk about, Peter. Evan Bayh, out of nowhere, announces that he is not going to seek re-election. The Republicans are saying this is another rat jumping off a sinking ship. Barbara Mikulski now is rumored to be talking about not running again. We obviously have the Patches Kennedy, Bill Delond. What is going on here, and how many of these Democrats are going to say see you later?
Well, it's not just Democrats. At the moment, there are 5 Democrats in the Senate and 6 Republicans in the Senate who are not running. If Mikulski withdraws, then it'll be even 6 and 6. Listen, this exodus, which is, you know, turning into a stampede, this exodus really began 2 years ago, around the same time that the financial crisis was worsening, when a number of people came out. Look, who in their right mind would want to be holding public office today?
Bayh says, Cosmo,
but this is not new. This has been going on for 2 years.
Here's what's important is he tells people he loves talking to people, he loves working on issues.
But I hate Congress. But he hates. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
That is exactly right.
You hit the nail on the head. He loves public service, but he hates Congress. Look, I don't want to sound syrupy here, but honestly, the table is actually set for genuine bipartisanship to happen right now. And it's too bad because it's not. The Republicans see blood in the water, and that's the way it's done. And they're going to go hard at it and because they want to swing those votes. But I'm saying, I'm serious. The table is set for bipartisanship.
Isn't the bottom line on Evan Bayh 2 things? One, his father had one of the great names in the history of the Senate, Birch Bayh. 2, if they had it to do over again and Barack Obama could call a mulligan, Evan Bayh would be the vice president right now. Should have been the pick. Everybody knows that in hindsight. A lot of people knew it in foresight. And I think he realizes there's nowhere to go, so I might as well get on with it already.
Get on with it, stay on the sidelines, and then if this all comes, as the Brits would say, a cropper, go back in. You know, there's another... The thing at work here in Washington is I can understand the gridlock on health care. The Republicans are 100% against it, and enough Democrats are against it and have reservations. What I cannot understand is the malicious moves the Republicans are pulling to kill the jobs bills. I mean, my God, it's one step short of treason. Healthcare, I understand. Jobs, I don't.
Short on time, Cosmo, as you're getting on the swan boats from the left, was there a mass exodus on the right of people saying, I'll take the next one?
No, just a little bit of concern and panic, but that's all right. Everything's settled down.
Should there be panic up here in Beacon Hill, gentlemen? We find out today Deval Patrick, during a hiring freeze, we've got layoffs, people are out of work, has created another new post for another new state job, Cosmo, which only state workers can apply for. The toll czar up here on Beacon Hill.
Honestly, I think it's probably more clumsiness than tone deafness. It looks like a reassignment internal. So just manage it as a reassignment internal. Don't make it look like it's a new position, because you're right. If you're advertising a position as only state employees, it doesn't make any sense. It seems to me like a reassignment treated as such.
Well, it maybe the reason only state employees can apply might have to do with some of the kooky and crazy union work rules they have. But by having only state employees apply, you're not necessarily creating a new job. You're taking someone from job A and putting them in job B.
But if that's the case, Cosmo's right. Why even post it then? You're just reassigning someone.
I suspect.
I
don't know.
Has the Phoenix ever posted a job and at the bottom it said no state workers need apply? Because this says no private sector workers need apply.
I do it in the editorial department all the time.
If I may use a Weasley consultant word, the optics of it don't look very good.
That is very good, Cosmo. Quickly, gentlemen, we're short on time, very short on time. You're both newspapermen, have been for a long time in this city. Have you ever seen anything like what's going on down in Braintree right now with this Amy Bishop case? And a questionable murder and or assault case totally broomed for no reason that we can tell.
Well, Charles Stewart was the closest.
And they came around on that
they came around on that pretty quick. Listen, this is like right out of CSI or Law and Order. It's out of one of the police procedurals.
Cold case.
A cold case. Woman shoots her brother, isn't even charged with involuntary manslaughter, is under suspicion for sending a pipe bomb to her boss at Children's Hospital. Are we really surprised that she murders 3 and wounds 3 others, or allegedly does this down in Alabama?
Cosmo, I got to hold you there. We're out of time, but just as a point of reference for people out there, any chance you're going to be on a duck boat today?
The weather? I'm thinking about it. I was at the zoo yesterday, so why not?
Oh, man.
I was out here celebrating spring, and here comes the snow.
Peter Kedges of the Phoenix, Cosmo Macero Jr. Associates, the Haters.